Ooh, bet you weren't expecting that to start the video, were you? A little bit of a different start. Usually end all my videos with the hand to the camera. I thought I'd swap things up a little bit. Now in the past you would have noticed that I have uploaded little clips where I've been talking about specific topics with Clarky on his podcast, but last night I actually went on another podcast. Well, it wasn't really a podcast, but it kind of was a podcast, but not really a podcast. Now Oliver from NRL, in my opinion, he's actually done some videos with Clarky himself. They actually do work together pretty closely. But he asked me to come onto his new series, Getting to Know. He had Clarky on first. Apparently I was the most requested person to come on second, so there we go. It's good to know at least a few of you might like me a little bit, maybe a little bit. Now we did talk about myself for a little bit. We got to go through the origins of my channel, how I got my name, etc, etc, all the basic sort of stuff. But we also did talk about the Rugby League Live franchise. Now I thought it was very interesting to see what Oliver's opinion of the game was, because you've all seen my videos, you've all seen me complain about Rugby League Live 4, but I wanted to see if it was just me or if it was everyone else as well. We did also talk about previous games, talked about which one out of the Rugby League games was my favourite and old memories from those sort of games. And seeing as there's no outro for this video, I may as well go ahead and do this right now. If you do happen to go on and enjoy this video, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Now if you want to see the full video from where this clip came from, it's in the description below. Also while you're at it, go and give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram. It's MrLuke on my tees on the screen right now. Facebook page is in the description below. Might have to start uploading on Facebook a little bit more. And yeah, enjoy the video. Bye guys.
This is a very important question to see whether I like you or not. What is your favourite rugby league game?
Ooh.
So you would have played them all now, because I've seen you've done videos on them. So
yeah, because I feel like it's different now to what it was. Yeah. Like now I've gone back and played them, so I have a different opinion. But growing up, it was Rugby League 2.
Okay.
Mainly the World Cup edition I played the most.
Oh yeah.
But now I would say the best one's probably Rugby League Live 2. Live
2, you'd say?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah. I think it's the most I put time into. I think they had an annoying intercept, sort of, not a bug, but if you throw certain passes, like you knew it's just going to get intercepted.
Yeah.
So that part was quite easy. But apart from that, it was pretty fun. Even when I went back and played it, it still held up okay-ish. Like it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Whereas I played Rugby League 2, like for the PlayStation 2, and it was dreadful.
Yeah, but everyone loves it because it just reminds you of your childhood. Like,
well, when I was younger, most of the time I'd put on the low. I remember, like, going over to a mate's place and we'd put it on the lowest difficulty. Everyone's probably done this. You go in, you make like a team with people you went to school with or all your friends. You put them up like highest overall you can. And I remember on that game, you used to just like, or it might have been Rugby League 1, whatever one it was, we used to just pass it to the winger and then just run around the whole team because your team was so much faster than everybody and stronger. So we just tried, we play like an 80-minute game and score like 400 points.
Yeah, I've done that, yeah. Well, for me with Rugby League 2, that was the first ever PlayStation game I'd ever gotten. So I would have been like, I would have been like 7 or something. I think I went over to a mate's house and he put Rugby League 2 on. This is a couple of years after it came out, and I didn't even know there were Rugby League video games. So I'm seeing this and I'm going like like looking back on it, it's like an average game, but I'm seeing this and it's a Rugby League video game, you know what I mean? And so I literally got my dad to buy me a PlayStation so I could buy this game. I got it with the PlayStation, and yeah, just great memories, especially that menu screen. How you remember how like the player walks out? They just have a player walk. Yeah, spin the ball. Yeah, spin the ball, and if you don't do anything for a while, they waved on the screen to see if you're still there. And of course, Andrew Voss's commentary is just it's the highlight of probably the first few games.
Well, here's the funny thing. Have you heard of like the chipped PlayStation 2s or the like modded ones?
I've heard of them. Yeah, but
well, I ended up getting one of them, and that's where you could play like the copied games and that.
Yeah.
So you hire a game, whatever, copy it and play it. Well, Rugby League 2, I don't know how the hell they did it, and like all these other games didn't. They must have had some beast like copy protection on it, and they still do it up to like now, I'm pretty sure. But if you try to play a copied game, you go onto it, and all the menu would just be locked. You couldn't do anything. Say it load up all the menus, you go bloody brilliant. I'm going to be playing Rugby League 2. No, you're not. So you had to go and buy the game, but it's okay because it was good.
Yeah,
did it.
Yeah, I've seen like modded versions of it. Even today, I see versions of Rugby League 2 with like 2018 rosters and like 2018 field markings and that. It's like, it's
well,
so
I tried that in the 2009 season, 2010. I downloaded it on the computer.
Yep.
And did all the... Oh, 2010, because the Bulldogs had an avatar jersey.
Yeah.
And you could, like, people were making all, like, the sort of weird jerseys and stuff. So, yeah, no, that was cool.
Yeah, 100%. Personally, for me, for my favourite game, it'd be Rugby League 3. The one on the Wii.
See, I've actually got it over here, but I've never played it. I don't have a Wii.
Oh. Personally, for me, at that time, it felt like the most... I'm a career mode nut. Probably like you. Well, probably, yeah, definitely like you. Yeah, career mode's my thing, and I that one to me just felt like the one. There we go. Yeah, Steve Price on the cover, the King of Rugby League games.
He was on like all the covers back then.
Yeah, until he retired, and I think Benji took over for a bit in Live 2. But with Rugby League 3, with the career mode, I felt that being the most free, least limiting. I felt like, you know, you could do a bit more. That's what I found with it personally. And I remember even when Rugby League Live came out, I think a lot of people know that as probably the worst. That's just my opinion as well.
There was game modes, no nothing. It was such a step back. It was real weird that they would go up. Like, what other gaming franchise? Like, imagine if FIFA went from PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3 or whatever, and they just took out career mode, took out everything. Yeah,
that's what they did.
It's real weird. Yeah.
And I remember playing Rugby League Live for like a couple of weeks when I got it, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm just going to go back to Rugby League 3. So basically for me, it was from early 2010 when Rugby League 3 came out to mid to late 2012 when Rugby League Live 2 came out. So I played Rugby League Live for a little bit, but for like a solid 2 to 3 years, I was just on Rugby League 3. And I think as well, it felt like a real step up at the time from Rugby League 2. And Rugby League Live 3 would actually be a pretty big step up in terms of options and what you can do from Rugby League Live 2, because obviously they introduced the star player and the Be a Pro and stuff like that. And
Fan Hub, first time the Fan Hub was there.
Fan Hub as well, and it just felt different, and it felt like they were trying... It felt like True Blue and Big Ant were trying to go to another level. They were like, okay, since Rugby League Live 2 has come out, career modes have become big on NBA games. They've been introduced in FIFA as well. In a lot of games, you can, you know, download stuff now, and obviously they don't. It's more like the community center or whatever they call it, but to us, it's the Fan Hub. They added all these features in, and it felt like, wow, they're really looking like they're going to try and step it up. And then I remember getting Rugby League Live 4. You know, I anticipated it so much. They added in the Stadium Creator, which I've had fun with.
I've never tried it.
Really?
I've never tried it.
Oh, it pisses you off a bit because you just can't get things where you want it, and and there's like limitations, but it still is pretty fun. You can add in like coffee shops or whatever. I guess it's like Sims, but for stadiums. And it's actually...
Might have to do a video on it.
Yeah, it's actually weirdly detailed for like a rugby league game. They've got lots of features in it. But that was pretty much the only thing. And the only other thing they did was literally change the color of the menu screens. Like, literally all the graphics, the menus are the exact same. They just like changed the color of it. And I thought, why did this take 2 years to come out? Like, if you're gonna, like,
that's it.
It's like, okay, cool. The graphics are better, but I want an enjoyable game. You know what I mean?
Well, one thing that they added in, I remember a big thing was people wanted set plays.
Yeah.
Like, please bring in set plays. Now they've brought in set plays, and I wish they didn't. Like, I don't know how to use them. Like, like you can see a play, like how it's working out, but then you go to like pass it and it
goes forward or something.
One time it will tell you to press X and it'll hit the player out the back. Then the next time you go to do it, run the exact same play and it'll tell you to press square or something like completely different. So there's like no consistency. It's not like you can run a set play. You're just kind of going to get lucky.
Or like you'll press square and to pass to the fullback, but the fullback will run right behind you and you're literally passing it behind you, and then the defense is there ready to tackle you. I find with Rugby League Live 4 as well, there's an issue where players on your own team will be offside without you controlling them. So let's just say you make a tackle, you've got your two
markers.
One of your markers will be offside, the player will go to run and the marker will automatically tackle them, which means you give away a penalty without actually doing anything. Like, you can't help it.
Yeah, and let's just say, like, in real life, if that happened, I know it's stupid to sort of compare a game to real life, but I mean, this is the rugby league game. But that player is going to get called out, and they're going to, you know, end up, we're not going to tackle it. Unless they're, like, on their own goal line. That'd be the only time. But yeah, they'll make the tackle every time, give away a penalty. Just stupid.
Yeah, anyway.
But that's kind of why I went off making, like, gaming videos. It was Rugby League Live 4. Didn't really enjoy it that much. Found it pretty hard to make videos because I wasn't enjoying it.
Yeah, and you know, as I said before, there's not been a lot of change from Rugby League Live 3. So in an essence, it'd feel like playing the same game just with updated rosters, which are now outdated, and you know, new jerseys. The one thing that I did like though is that for a year, if players made signings to go to a new team in real life, so let's just say
they'd automatically do it.
They'd automatically change. So, for example, Cooper Cronk, when he signed with the Roosters, if you played the career mode, he'd be at Melbourne in 2017, but then he'd automatically move to the Roosters in 2018. And I think the contracts are real this time around. But obviously now those players are automatically on those teams. It's the 2018 rosters, but they didn't update it to 2019. If that, look, I wouldn't be fine because it'd still be the same game, but at least I'd be a bit happier if they put in a patch where they actually updated to 2019. I mean, I've not heard there being a plan for a new rugby league game. Why not just do that to give us something, you know, update the rosters, the jerseys, whatever. You know,
from what I can gather, I don't think there is any plans to make a new one at the moment. I remember seeing that on the forums that they've said at the moment there's no plans to do it. So whether that means it's done forever or if it's just on the shelf at the moment, who knows?
EA 2K, please, please, we're begging you. Yeah,
I'd be so happy. I think that's where they go wrong. Do you reckon if they added like an ultimate team mode or my team or some sort of pay to play sort of game mode, do you reckon that would be a good thing for them, or that would just be a flop and a big waste of time?
I think they nearly have to for the next one,
because that's where everyone is now, right?
Especially in FIFA. I mean, NBA games, they're more still on career mode, and even that's online and in a sense pay to play because you've got to get VC if you want to upgrade your overall and that, so people buy a VC or whatever.
And the problem is, like with rugby league, like the rugby league games, the career mode's cool, but we've seen in lots of other game modes, career mode's dead. Everything's about ultimate team and all that sort of stuff. But yet this is the only game mode we have, really. Exactly.
So, and I even feel like, you know, allow more customization features. So I was planning on doing a series. So I've tried to film a lot of Rugby League Live 4 stuff that's just not worked out. I've got plenty of old footage stored in my PS4. I tried doing a series where I created a team from Western Australia, was going to add them into the NRL and do a career mode with them. Spent like 3 hours making the stadium, jerseys, rosters. What happened? Couldn't swap them in. And you used to be able to. I remember that on the old Rugby League Live games, you used to be able to swap teams in and out, but now...
Oh, so do you mean like, you know, Titans, let's get rid of the Titans, let's bring in a new team?
Oh, well, I wouldn't do that, but yeah, you know what I mean? How you can like swap teams out.
Because I thought the same thing, and it turns out you can do it. I found out.
You can. Well, I don't know how, because
that's the problem. They make it hard. Like, you've got to go searching to find out how to do it.
Yeah, and I remember that personally made me not touch the game for like 5 months, because I'd literally put in like 3 hours straight creating this like amazing stadium, creating these realistic looking jerseys, getting the sponsors, I tried to make like a realistic roster with like the highest player being like a 75 overall or whatever, and like having young players. And when I finally got to it, in the back of my mind, I was thinking I wouldn't put it past them to actually not have this feature. And I thought, no, it's been in the other games, surely it'll be fine. I go to do it, and then my heart just shatters, and I'm like, oh, that's just 3 hours that I've wasted. So that's definitely something for me, a bit more customization freedom, because, you know, if we could have these custom teams in career mode, that would open up a whole new field of content, I guess you could say, especially for channels like yourself, where you could do these like Road to Glory career modes with these new teams, like an expansion career mode or whatever. You know what I mean? And
well, that's what really it bothers me is I feel like the NRL should get behind this stuff more. I mean, you would have seen it, like saw all the Instagram pages getting taken down because they're posting like highlights video, like not highlights, but montage videos and stuff like that. I'm going, what's going on here? Like, why is the NRL so behind, like so behind the times with this sort of stuff? If they got behind this could bring in new people. Like, there's been games I've seen plenty of people who've played an NBA game and got into NBA. Myself, I won't care about the NBA, and then I'll start playing the NBA game and get back into it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it does have a positive effect, but the NRL is so stupid they wouldn't go with it.
Yeah, and I think in the NBA as well, they have a rule that people can actually take their footage and upload it without any copyright because it promotes their sport. So with the NRL, I think they will eventually do it. However, I think to them, this type of stuff's not big enough yet.
Yeah.
As in, you know.
Well, I think we can all agree NRL isn't the best managed sport in the world. So.
No. Well, I don't.
They'll do it in 15 years' time when it's already.
Yeah. Done.
It's already down the drain.
And look, I think they've got some bigger issues at the moment. Okay, we're getting on in time. Holy crap, we've already been going for 25 minutes. So
smashing it out.
Yeah, we've got it. We don't have too many more questions left, guys. So don't worry. Hopefully it won't drag out. We've got, okay, and this one sort of ties in to what we've been talking about before. So with no sign of a new NRL game in the near future, will you continue doing new career modes on Rugby League Live 4 or incorporate other sporting games more heavily, or games in general?
I find it's hard because I've tried doing other games and my supporters don't like it. So I feel like I'm at the point where my channel is just an NRL channel, at least for the time being. In terms of like other Rugby League Live 4 videos, I guess I might just finish the stuff that I'm doing now, but I suppose the only way forward is to kind of just sort of become just an NRL page rather than an NRL games page, talk about more in real life stuff. Yeah. Just become an NRL personality rather than a gamer YouTuber.
Well, that's what that